I love that dog, Dustin Poirier. He's a fucking fighter, you know what I mean? You know that he goes in and he fights.
A new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
A diamond doesn't need gold to shine. In 15 years of war inside the cage, Dustin Poirier has done it all. He was ready to hang up the gloves for good. But let's be honest, the entire world wants to witness the Diamond's final dance.
The retirement fight will be at home against Max Holloway at UFC 318 for the BMF title.
He had everything I wanted. Now you guys, he was the GOAT. His time is done. Welcome to Bless Era.
Times are changing. The old stars of MMA are fading, making way for a new breed of hungry prospects. They're reshaping the sport. Less blood, more safety. Fights that end with the first knockdown, that's unfamiliar territory for the old guard. But none of that matters now, because the king of blood and guts warfare is back. And he's ready to say goodbye in the place he knows best.
Dustin Poirier is as legendary as they come.
When it comes to legendary fighters, opinions may differ, but there's no debate about this. The Diamond has stood toe-to-toe with the best of 3 generations.
When you're going against a guy in Dustin Poirier who has gone to hell, seen the devil, and go, he's not really a bad guy. It's actually not too bad.
And even though Dustin never officially claimed the undisputed title, that doesn't take away from his legacy one bit. Khabib Nurmagomedov, Islam Makhachev, Charles Oliveira, Justin Gaethje, Conor McGregor, Michael Chandler, Anthony Pettis, Eddie Alvarez, they all paid in blood and pain for stepping into the cage with the Louisiana Butcher. Poirier has given us some of the most brutal wars the Octagon has ever seen. But now, he's facing the man blessed with 2 of the most dangerous labels in the UFC. BMF and Best Boxer in the UFC. The former featherweight champion has rightfully earned his place among the greats. Fans watched Max Holloway evolve from a young, uncertain kid into a world-class killer right before their eyes.
I wanted to show him, bro. If you guys want to see a clinic, I can do a clinic without getting hit. You know, the cater fight, a lot of people said, yeah, he did that, but he still is getting hit a bunch. So this one, I was like, let me see if I can land and not get hit. You know, a little Floyd Mayweather, Roy Jones Jr. is in his prime kind of thing.
The Blessed One's path to the top of the food chain was anything but smooth. Max alternated wins and losses, but not one of his setbacks came easy. In every fight, Holloway showed us a better version of himself, constantly growing, always improving. We watched him stalk his opponents, always hunting heads, and that made him must-see TV. As his star rose, so did the caliber of competition standing across from him.
So this time around, I feel like Max is not going to be able to take me down. That's already in my head. It's impossible. If he does, he's not strong enough to hold me down, and there's no way he's running out a 5-round Eddie Alvarez decision on me. So I'm excited to go out there and show the world what I can do.
Holloway looking to finish it. It is all over. Wow.
Acho que eu tenho que ter respeito pelo meu adversário sempre, não importa quem seja ele, mas eu vou chegar lá dentro e vou vencer. Isso é fato.
Max didn't just tear through top contenders, elite prospects, and championship-level fighters. He dismantled legends of the sport along the way.
Legend. The dude's a zombie. I hit him in the second. I thought I had him out. He kept coming back. I was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? And then next thing I know, he was in the 3rd round. And then I hit him with that in the 3rd round, and I got it, but he got out pretty fast too after that, you know, later on. But bro, he's just a legend, man. He's just a legend. To go out there, bro, he never ever wanted to die on his shield. He's always die on his sword, and that's why people love the Korean
Blazing
zombie.
his way to the stars, Holloway's career reached its apex when he knocked out the toughest man in the league, Justin Gaethje, in the final second of the final round.
In the world and one of the most decorated featherweight champions of all time. Here is Max Blex Holloway.
And he knows this is the most dangerous challenger he's ever faced in his entire career.
He loads up on the right hand, Holloway Moves out of harm's way.
Nice uppercut by Max.
And the
good left hook by Max. He hurt it.
Nice spinning kick to the body late.
Literally the last seconds of the round. It looks like that nose is destroyed.
And right now, I mean, it could not have gone any better in round 1 for Max Holloway.
Caught him with a hard left hook, hit him with a couple of good right hands, and then that spinning back kick to the face was absolutely huge. Oh my God, right in there. Oh, that was bad. That was bad.
Trevor Whitman told Justin.
Oh, right hand. Oh. Huge right in round 5 for Holloway.
Nation.
Oh, Gaethje cover out. Holloway shows some mortality.
Look at this. Holloway just told him, stand right here.
Oh, big connection late. That'll do it with 1 second to go. Gaethje face first on the canvas. Holloway wins the BMF title.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Whoa.
Oh my goodness.
An absolute stunner at UFC 300.
Oh my
1
God.
second to go.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. And he called for it.
He
Called
said,
for him to stand and trade.
We have seen it do this.
Undisputed UFC BMF champion of the world, the pride of Hawaii, Max Bless.
I gotta say, I'm him.
It was a jaw-dropping moment that catapulted Blessed back into championship glory.
Yeah. It was incredible. I was going to ask you and I don't know if you noticed this and if it happened to you guys too, but that fight sucked the fucking life out of everybody tonight. I was right. Like everybody was the next 2 fights, everybody's just sitting there like dead. Like it was like this adrenaline dump. It was incredible. It's like, how many times have you seen a fight where the guy wins, you know he's winning, they click the 10-second thing and the guy puts his hands up and they just run around, move around? He's got the fight won, and he's in there with one of the most dangerous fucking fighters in the business, right? And he says, let's do this.
Yeah, fuck, what a crazy night, Max. What a crazy night. And to have that happen, again, like where there's 2 amazing fights after yours.
Oh, yeah.
And everybody's still just talking about your fight.
Yeah.
Max returned to his home division, determined to fix the past. He had fallen short 3 times against the great Alexander Volkanovski in title fights, but now he was ready to test himself again, this time by making the hardest choice of his career.
And like I said, you know, there's El Matador. He's doing everything in his will to try to escape a bull in the pen. So, you know, I'm here.
I don't know, maybe he feels a little bit scared, and that's why he's so worried, and that's why he shows this kind of reaction, because he knows what's coming.
Can't wait, man. I can't wait. The game plan that we came together with is looking good in sparring. Can't wait to go out there October 26th and show the world what we've been working.
The pride of Hawaii, Max Bless Holloway. Ilya El Matador.
5 rounds if needed for the undisputed UFC featherweight championship. No surprise that Max Holloway does not engage with the early point down.
Very smart by Max Holloway not to do that. Ilya Topuria has way too much power early.
So in many respects, it has been power versus volume tonight. Bigger shots, DC, would you agree for Ilya?
Yes, the bigger moments, but the volume, the activity has gone to Max Holloway to this point. Oh!
Another thudding leg kick from Topuria. Alexander Volkanovski employed that weapon to great effect in his 3-fight series with Holloway. Pretty good head movement there by the champ. Oh! A huge right now for Topuria. Holloway gets out of the pocket.
And Max has got a chin on him. But he was hurt. That's the first time I've seen him stunned like that.
But Ilya's got to be careful that he doesn't punch himself out. Oh! Massive knockdown for Topuria. And still
champion of the world, Ilya Matador Topuria.
Max stumbled. He suffered the most brutal loss of his life. For the first time ever, he was knocked out. But even that crushing defeat can't take away from what he's achieved.
Think about all the guys you fought, Max. I mean, you have fought the best of the best. You fought everybody.
As we've mentioned before, Max Holloway's title fight setbacks include losses to two absolute killers, Ilya Topuria and Alexander Volkanovski. These are legendary champions. But there's one more name that has to be on that list. The man who also handed Max a loss. And you all know his name.
My dream is to be the best fighter at 155 pounds in the world. Fighting is what I do.
From the very beginning, Dustin Poirier was destined to be a fighter. As a teenager, he was on the brink of going to jail until mixed martial arts came into his life, turning everything around. MMA changed his mindset, shattered his old beliefs, and gave him purpose.
I'm comfortable with who I am, and not that I never believed in myself before, but now I know.
Just listen to how Dustin's current coach, once a fighter himself, describes their first meeting, back when Poirier was still a street brawler.
I came back home and I was teaching just for a couple weeks at my friend's gym, and one of my guys, Micah, said, "Hey, this kid right here, he's unbelievable. He's an amateur, but you need to go spar with him." So I put my mouthpiece in, I put my gloves on, and me and Dustin did a couple rounds, and I went in the bathroom and I spit my mouthpiece out and a bunch of blood came out of my mouth, and I was fighting the UFC at the time. And I looked at myself in the mirror and I said, this kid's gonna be a fucking world champion.
Dustin's journey has been nothing short of extraordinary. From day one, the Diamond stood out as a promising up-and-comer, a rising talent with a bright future. He climbed the UFC ranks quickly, and by his fourth fight in the promotion, he welcomed the man who would eventually become his final opponent. Poirier secured a finish that night, leaving Max in the rear-view mirror. Ahead of him lay spectacular highs and heartbreaking lows.
After that fight, I worked so hard to build myself up and be successful and have a career, and fighting's tough, and I feel like I've got myself to a point where I'm respected by my peers in fighting and stuff like that, and I feel like when I got home from that loss, it was like the world was just gonna throw me away. Remember when I texted you that? That's how I felt. It's like I worked so hard, and one night you feel like, boom, everybody's throwing you away now, like everything I've done before that feels like it doesn't matter. It just sucks. It was like a bad place to be in. Losing sucks, but in those moments, like when you're down, it's a great time to experience you. Losing, you find out who you are, because like when you're winning, you can get this momentum when everything's going good. But when you lose and the phone stops ringing and you're at home laying in bed going to sleep by yourself and everything, the dust settles, that's when you experience yourself, who you really are. When you're around a bunch of people after a loss and you're talking and everybody's keeping you busy, your mind's busy, but then you go back to your house and you're by yourself, and you look in the mirror and it's just you, that's when it's real. I went to speak to a therapist. Yeah, there were some nights where I just got up and left my house. I couldn't be here. I just got up and left my house and went to get a hotel room, It was crazy, man. I was going through it.
However, every failure marked a breakthrough. In his very next fights, Dustin Poirier began showing the world exactly what made him a fan favorite around the globe. Anthony Pettis, Justin Gaethje, and Eddie Alvarez couldn't stop the young and ferocious Diamond, who sensationally reached the first major peak of his career. Dustin fulfilled his long-standing goal in the rematch with Max, crushing Blessed's dream of becoming champion.
Dustin Poirier in the blue trunks out of the southpaw stance. Max Holloway is in the black and gold, befitting a champion.
Well, Dustin clearly reached another level once we moved up to lightweight, and many expect that this is the weight class where Max is going to physically be much better. It was a nice leg kick right there by Poirier.
Poirier had what amounted to a 13-week training camp in Florida. Nice flurry there from Dustin. Plus 200 underdog tonight.
Oh, good left hand by Dustin Poirier right off the bat. He thinks he's got Max hurt. Oh, Max clipped him.
But you got to be careful with a guy like Poirier.
Oh my goodness. Poirier's in trouble. Oh, he just got clipped. He got rocked again. The difference in power is very clear.
Seemed to be a lot more sting on the Poirier. Big one there.
That hook was bad. He's hurting him bad, man. That right hook is nasty.
Oh my goodness. Poirier fires back. He's got him hurt.
What a fight.
Poirier and Holloway go the distance.
Amazing fight, an amazing show of respect at the end.
And new interim UFC lightweight champion of the world, Dustin the Diamond Poirier.
Telling you, I told you not good enough. I've been told that my whole life when I'm the world champ. If I can do it, you can do it. I just want to dedicate this fight to my wife. We've been together, been married 10 years. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't be here. There was days I went home, busted and broken, and she believed in me when I didn't believe in myself. This is her belt as much as it is mine. I wouldn't be here without her. I love you, Jolie.
Next, Poirier would suffer a defeat to Khabib Nurmagomedov, engage in a fight of the year war with Dan Hooker, and avenge a long-standing loss.
And I felt that same thing, though, the first time I fought Conor. I felt like that. When the bell rang, I was like a deer in the headlights. It's happening. Here we go. All this, all that talk and everything over the months just sat in my head.
Yeah.
And I just read into it too much, thought too much.
By knocking out McGregor in their rematch, Dustin and Conor turned their rivalry into a full-blown war.
I'm going to go through his head, put holes in them and take it off his shoulders. That's the goal here. He's done here. This is it for him. This is the end of the road. Even after that last fight, I don't love this anymore. I don't love doing this. He knew what was coming. He knew the smacks he took. So it's on now. Saturday night he's getting walked around that octagon like a dog and put to sleep.
Conor, in the build-up to the last fight, you were unusually kind to Dustin. Now on fight week, it's the exact opposite. So when did that switch happen?
Because he got knocked the fuck out. Not McGregor fast, McGregor sleep.
Tough losses would follow, losses that made Dustin consider retirement. First came the defeat to Charles Oliveira, then a brutal knockout at the hands of Justin Gaethje. The sting of those failures forced Poirier to reevaluate his career, and he made the decision to test himself once more, this time against the rising prospect Benoit Saint-Denis. It was experience versus youth, but many had already written off the Louisiana Butcher. Strangely enough, Poirier wasn't ready to end his career on a loss.
All right, co-main event is upon us. Benoit Saint-Denis is in white, Dustin Poirier in black. Strong leg kick there from Poirier.
Oh yeah, guillotine. Dustin's got a really good guillotine, and it's early.
Expectation was that Saint-Denis was going to wrestle a lot.
Well, he has that judo background, and the majority of his finishes have come by submission.
Oh, nice body kick.
Body.
Right on the belt line. Oh, big left hand by Poirier over the top.
And he forces you into war.
Nice elbow from Saint-Denis. Furious first 2.5 minutes. Poirier shakes off that noise. 1 round down. They believe Saint-Denis is not on the level, at least when it comes to the striking. We'll see if he gets back to the low kicks here early round 2.
He's doing it again. They told him not to go for the guillotine, but he's going for it. He doesn't have it.
Look, his head's gonna pop.
Yeah.
Mike Brown told him no more guillotines.
Oh, he's out.
Masterfully done by Poirier, back to the feet. And now he lands up top. Knocked out from Poirier.
Guillotine again, though. He's going for it again.
Oh! Saint-Denis nearly out. Dustin Poirier has done it. KO in round 2.
What a fight. What a performance from Dustin.
The Diamond managed to knock out a dangerous prospect, proving his title ambitions were still alive, and silencing all the critics who claimed his career was over. But the ultimate moment of validation came in his fight against the most dominant lightweight champion in UFC history, Islam Makhachev.
I'm gonna knock you out Saturday. Oh, sleep. I'm gonna sleep slap you. You will sleep if you knock out. I'm gonna sleep slap you. You're gonna be diving for my legs, praying. You're gonna be diving for my legs. Don't sleep. Don't sleep.
get in my face. Don't get in my face. Be respectful. Don't do this.
No, listen, one thing I want to brother, it's not in my country. You cannot say this.
I have respect for you, brother.
Don't say
don't get in my face like this. We're gonna.
It was an all-out war between two fighters willing to give everything in a brutal clash. Islam submitted Dustin in the 5th round, but it was Poirier who became Makhachev's worst nightmare. Cuts, swelling, and bruises on the champion's face were the price of going toe-to-toe with Dustin. Poirier became the living embodiment of the phrase, "A diamond doesn't need gold to shine."
Man, really good. What is this? I don't have before this. This one. You can see all my face.
You're the champ, brother.
Congratulations. You earned it. Great fight. You're one of the best in the world. I very feel bad because you have retired, but you show all the world how the best for this MMA. All respect.
Fight with a heart, man. You know this.
Come a long way, and to see them now 13 years later still going at it, still relevant, still going strong. Dustin Poirier can still compete in the UFC against the best. There's absolutely no doubt about that. He could still do that.
To put the final stamp on his legendary career, Dustin needed the right opponent, the fight that would mean something. And if you draw the parallels, the careers of Holloway and Poirier are strikingly similar. Both men love blood and chaos. Both are willing to give their all inside the cage. And both choose violence every time.
But it's happening. Super excited. There's nobody else I'd rather be standing across from when I lay the gloves down or when I go into my final fight. Max is a legend. I got so much respect for the guy. He's done it all right. And that was his first fight in the UFC, and he's going to be my last.
I can't wait for it. This is a sensational fight and the final fight of Dustin Poirier's legendary career.
A trilogy-ending battle of epic proportions. Max needs this win to redeem himself after his last loss, and Dustin will do everything in his power to walk away victorious in his final fight. A clash between two true warriors. Men who represent the very spirit of war and chaos inside the octagon. We couldn't have asked for a better way to end it all.